Shamarko Thomas is the first player in the National Football League to get ejected under the new helmet rule. He went ahead and he crushed DJ Moore on your team, and that looked like exactly the type of play that the NFL is trying to get out of the game. What is your thought on this new rule, how it's being applied, how it's been explained to you so far, Bobby?
I kind of feel like it's going to be interested to, I feel like right now it's kind of easy to kind of go along with it because it's preseason and, they're trying to work the kinks out of everything and trying to figure out how they're going to call it. But, I think it's going to be interesting when it gets to real games, especially when it comes to the quarterback or the running back or the ball carrier, period. If you got a guy going for the first down marker and he leads with his head, I'm not sure we have an answer on what a defensive player is supposed to do. Same thing if he's reaching for the goal line. If a guy is, going for the goal line and trying to score a touchdown and it's that split second and all you have is the runner or the quarterback or the receiver, to lead with their head to try to get into the end zone. I'm not sure, what we do. But as far as trying to take the head out of the game, like a hit like that, I can understand. You don't want nobody to lead with their head and hit somebody with the crown of their head on that. I get that, but there's still a lot of hits that we need some clarity to. Of course, they're going to protect the quarterbacks. Of course, they're going to look out for the quarterbacks. That's a given. But, I think every year they try to find a way to make the game harder for defensive players. But, we adapt and we adjust and we figure it out. It's always every offseason. It's always a new defensive rule. It's rarely, offensive rules. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how they enforce it during the season. I hope that it's not a bunch of ejections during the year because this is how people provide for their family. I understand the safety of the game and how they're trying to do that. So I'm just intrigued to see, how they enforce the new rule. But we're fine. I don't ever really use my head to tackle, so yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
Because, I guess just to wrap this up, the conversation that I hear, we've had Troy Vincent on, we've had, we've had the head of NFL refs, Al Riveron, on, and I've, talking to folks in the league. What I hear is this is preseason. It's preseason for the officials too, but they want to throw more flags now to let everybody know that this is in the rule book. And that players will adjust. That's what I keep hearing, those words. Players will adjust. Are you sensing that folks in your locker room or your colleagues around the league are adjusting, ready to adjust?
Defensive players will adjust. But, yeah, I think they kind of told us that before. They told us they were going to be a little bit more aggressive in the preseason with some of these calls just to kind of show us an idea of what could potentially be something worth flagging, what can potentially be something worth ejections, and things of that nature. They've definitely done a great job of trying to, communicate, what they're going to do. I just feel like it's a lot different when it comes to regular season and playoff games, and when, these games matter and stuff is on the line, and you got guys selling out to, get a first down or a touchdown or whatever the case may be, and try to figure out what we're going to do, or, what's the judgment. A lot of it is, the defensive players have a chance to think about the hit. It's kind of hard. You're not really in that person's shoes. You don't know what he's thinking in the moment, or, the game happens a lot faster than they think. And so it's just going to be interesting to see how they call it, during the season. But from as far as the games that I've watched and the things that I've seen, the stuff that they've called penalties, look pretty legit. And the stuff that, there's been a lot of things that we were concerned that they were going to call that they haven't. So, I don't think it's going to affect the game as much as people think.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.